My name is Carla Roberts, and this is my intro video for HMD 205, the HR class. I am a sophomore in the hospitality program at UNLV right now. This is actually my third time coming back to college, but it's going to work this time. I'm going to stick with it. I always found a reason to leave, but now I have a really good reason to stay. I'm born and raised in Las Vegas. Still live in Las Vegas. My job, I was going to say my job keeps me here, but now that I think about it, we've gone fully remote since March of last year. I work in the HCMS department, which is an acronym for Human Capital Management System department. Ultimately, we manage the HR system for the company, and we solve for the problems. So if the system's not performing a certain way, or it's not doing what we need to do, or a new law gets implemented, my department gets called and we put a project together to get it implemented as quickly as possible to be compliant and to make sure that the employee user experience is working sufficiently. So beyond that, the other jobs that I've had in hospitality, I've actually worked in hospitality almost 20 years. I've worked as a lifeguard. I actually managed the pool at one point in my life at the New York Hotel and Casino and the pool at Luxor. And then I've worked in entertainment. I was an usher at a show called Zumanity, which sadly no longer exists. And then I worked in, at Circus. I was the food and beverage cashier supervisor. So kind of half, I reported to the CFO and the vice president of food and beverage, was responsible for catching thieves, right? People that were stealing and auditing reports, making sure that people's cash balance balanced. And then after doing that for a little while, I missed actually having some interaction with employees. So went and managed the Adventure Dome. I loved that job. It was such a fun job. Did that for a little while and then got moved over to human resources. So my first opportunity in HR, I was a training specialist at Circus Las Vegas. And then when they implemented Workday, there were some cutbacks and I lost my job. Unfortunately, I loved that job. But ultimately, it was a blessing in disguise because I went to go work downtown at the Golden Nugget, Las Vegas. So big change working from a public company to a very private company. Learned a lot down there. Then got recruited back to MGM Resorts International in 2018 to be the Director of Food and Beverage Administration at ARIA. Very different job, but got to do some HR stuff for the food and beverage department, and I loved it. That job got eliminated as part of what you've probably heard on the news as MGM 2020, and that's how I wound up finding this department. And this has been my favorite job so far. I work with some really wonderful people, and it's kind of nice to be on the side of HR where I get to learn about all of the different sides of HR and all of the different leaders. So it's kind of like an on-the-job training of what all of the other elements of HR do. So I'm really enjoying it right now. And then I know I'm supposed to stay under 3 minutes, so I think I covered everything. Fun fact, I've been married 14 years, have an 11-year-old son, and I'm really excited for this class. Thanks so much.